It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're talking about CVs and you applying for a job. In fact, we had a few calls that came through while we were making television this morning. Mtonzo says the following. He says he was fired from his previous job. He needs to apply for a new one. He is scared to put those references on his CV. What to do?
What I would recommend, first of all, if references shouldn't go directly onto the CV. That's people's private information, and oftentimes you're emailing the document, so actual current etiquette is to not put them on. So that'll buy him some time. He can get into the interview process before he has to provide those. Try to find a colleague that enjoyed working with you at that organization and ask them for a reference. You know, it's reasonable to try to avoid a bad reference if you can.
My producers just sent through another question. Oh, we missed that one. Okay.
We did miss that one.
Yeah.
But also, I had another one for, you know, when you start off your CV for someone like myself that haven't done much in terms of career, you know, they always encourage you to write a little paragraph about your career ambitions. Is that considered clutter? Because you said keep the basic information on there, but I don't have a lot of information to put on my CV.
Yeah. It can be clutter, but actually if you do some thinking, you probably have some really great accomplishments. I mean, you don't get to where you are without, you know, some great accomplishments. You don't get through college without some great accomplishments. So try to write instead about the things that you've accomplished as opposed to what's already known. People know if you're sending in a CV that you have a career ambition probably in that field. So it's not important to repeat that information, but it's really valuable real estate on your CV, so make sure that you put something that's really going to attract a reader into that space.
Mtunzi asked the question, he says, what's the best way to submit? Do we email it? Do you print it out and take it there? Do you mail it with a registered post stamp? How do you get it to the actual employer?
I wouldn't do post anymore. I think email is definitely your most relevant. But there's a lot of job boards where you don't even send in. Do you know what I mean? You post your job onto these job boards and then it's kind of done for you. Yeah. And a lot of recruiting agencies will bring you in and they'll write your CV as well for you or revise it for you. So I would stick to email and job boards as your main areas and avoid the post. You're not sure of when it's going to get there.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been really, really valuable giving us information about CVs and also how to apply for a job. Well, hopefully we helped you along and hopefully we're creating some jobs on this show too.